Hello, everyone. Apologies for the late stream, but just doing some final touches here. Thank you for everyone for joining us for yet another edition of White Pilled Wednesday podcast, the White Pilled Wednesdays podcast. We've had a bit of a hiatus in the last couple of weeks, but that is all right. We are back. Popping us in. Let's fucking go. This week we're doing a solo episode. My colleague was not able to make it today, but that is all right. So yeah, once again, still banned on X. At this point, it's just a meme unto itself. I don't know what much else I can do. I'm still just trying to get the word out. Maybe support or someone support adjacent can help with this. But for now, we remain suspended. Unjustly so. I mean, it's been a year. I'm going to have to check my credit card statements and make sure they're not charging me for another year of membership because that would be ridiculous. But yeah, if you know somebody in support, spread the word. I'd love to return to Twitter because I don't really recall doing anything to deserve this kind of a ban. But hey, such is life. C'est la vie. In any case, reason for the hiatus is just part of its organization and on me, but another part is I just came back from a little bit of a vacation, this retreat that I do once a year with some people where we go to a place with no electricity, no running water, just raw dog in nature. With, alcohol and Bluetooth speakers and all that, but hey, it's close to raw dog in nature as you can get, while still having fun with your boys. Highly recommend if anyone ever has a chance to do any kind of camping like that. It is absolutely refreshing to be in a place where there's no trucks, no cars, no city life, no ads, no noise. And by noise, I mean like just needless sounds. Because yeah, obviously there's plenty of sounds of nature that we hear out there, but with no distractions whatsoever. And I realize that's like a luxury. Not everyone's able to have that, so I encourage you all to go camping every once in a while. Just remember what it's like, because that really, I've seen movies like The Remnant, or is it The Revenant? The one with Leonardo DiCaprio and the bear? Yeah, The Revenant. After seeing movies like that, and also, I think it was American Requiem. Oh, I think I misspelled that. I believe it's a Netflix series. No. Let me find it. Netflix series about early America with Mormons, natives, and settlers fighting. This is one of the few series that I've seen that was so exceptionally well made with its historical setting and characters and dialogue and everything that you forget that you're even watching something, like you're actually in that world. And it is brutal. I mean, they show, not to spoil it or anything, but they show people getting scalped, which, like you read about that in the history books and we all kind of have an idea of what that is, right? But until you actually see it performed, even as an act, with actors and all the safety precautions that one would need for that, it doesn't have the same staying powers when you read it in text, because when you actually see that happen, I mean, it is beyond brutal. And yeah, the series name is American Primeval. My mistake. I don't know why I thought it was American Requiem. But if I just look it up here, I mean, it looks like a stereotypical Western, but it is, I mean, the realism there, it's unparalleled. some of the scenes that they have of all these different groups fighting. And one thing I didn't know, that the Mormons have a very very significant role to play in the founding of America, and not just with the idea of religious freedom, but I mean, at least the way that they're portrayed in that series, it's about essentially a group of people that have settled into these states, these Mormons, that have a follower. Forget the name of the character, but they actually they take up arms and they set up militias and they set up fortresses and all these different areas, all these different posts across these states as a way to vie for power. Now, I don't know much about American history, so I don't know the exact details of it, but so I'd encourage you, if you're interested, to do some reading, because one of the men that worked on American Primeval, he was also, I believe, the guest on Joe Rogan. Person who worked Joe Rogan guest that worked on American Primeval, because this episode that he had, this interview that he did, was with someone who worked, I believe, with the, for lack of a better term, historical team on the show. Yeah, Peter Berg. Oh, my apologies. Yeah, the writer, director, and producer of the show. And it's only 6 episodes, so it's not quite long. It's not like there's multiple seasons of it or anything. It completed in, wow, a 145-day shoot in New Mexico, including on various Indian reservations. Well, yeah, as you'd expect. But no, so like from what I understood in this approach to this series, is that historical accuracy was going to be the number one thing. I mean, to the point where they actually went to the Mormon church, I believe, at least this gentleman here, Peter Berg, and asked them for all these different documents and proofs to show what was actually going on. You know, the letters and correspondences between people, the maps that they had drawn, all these different cultural artifacts. And I mean, look, for someone that doesn't know anything about, or doesn't know much about that era in American history, it was very convincing. It was extremely convincing. So I highly recommend, if you're looking for a new show, but not something that's just like a cheap thrill or something that's interesting and has a life to it. This series is easily in my top 10, easily. On a side note, Jays are winning 2-0 against Los Angeles right now, which is incredible. Shout out to the Jays. Hope they win it all this year. Toronto has been hungry for a win for a long time. But yeah, if you ever catch me looking away, that's what I'm looking at. I got it on my TV there. Incredible. 2-0. I say incredible because it's 2-0 right now, and it's the top of the third. And then recently they had that one game, not only 2 days ago, I think it was game 3. It must have been game 3, where the game lasted for like 6 hours, which has only happened one other time in World Series MLB history. And I can't believe that actually I caught the tail end of that, ended up staying up till like 3 a.m. watching it. And at some point I just wanted to to go to sleep, because enough is enough. Jesus Christ, just end the game, please. Sadly, they lost that game, but I don't know. It just I rarely entertain the idea of watching sports. I'm not somebody who would sit there and watch every single game of a team, because I mean the time sink is insane. You're watching these games for 2-3 hours, maybe, depending on the sport. It could be even longer, and even then, how much of that is filled with ads? It is no end, or it is no end of It is so frustrating to watch that to no end, because they chuck them in at every single free second that they have. And baseball is one thing. They have these moments in between innings when the players are getting warmed up, or just getting in position and for their for a position they're playing. But football, NFL, or the CFL even, is just it's impossible to watch. You're better off just waiting for the game to end and then using one of those cracked sites to watch it, because Jesus Christ, it is. I mean, I understand it. Like, someone's got to pay for it. Someone has to pay for the airtime. Somebody has to pay for the stadium. That's why all these big brands, they put their names on them. But it gets in the way of it, to the point where, I mean, somebody that comes up with a league that doesn't do that is going to just clean up. They're going to clean house. I mean, the best example of this would be, for those who don't know, the Banana Ball League. This is a baseball league that's based in the U.S. These teams are all made up, so it's not as if like every state in the U.S. has a team. They have how many? So it's 1, 2, 3. They have 6 teams right now in the league, and these teams are made of people that went AA or AAA but didn't go to the majors, or maybe they went to the majors and they retired and they just wanted to still keep playing baseball. Or in any case, they are taking like professional people, or people that would have gone pro, and making teams out of them. And the reason that this league stands out, not just because like, oh, it's just average baseball. The idea behind it, or so the creator has said, was that they wanted to make the show as entertaining as possible for the audience. Because a lot of these sports, when you actually go to them, for those that, I don't know, have never just been into an MLB game or an NFL game, it's not like it is in Europe, where you have all these chants and people are setting off flares and all this excitement. And it doesn't even have to be like a big final or big tourney or big anything. It could just be like a home game. But a lot of it is just, there's a lot of just downtime. You're just waiting in between plays, or there's a break, there's an ad break, what have you. And so it turns into a social thing. Like that's why, like, most of the times when I go to these games, I just see people like just socializing for the most part. And I'm not dunking on that. Like, obviously, by all means, like, enjoy the sport however you want. But the amount of times that you're actually paying attention to what's happening on the field versus, just talking to the people around you is, there just seems to be an imbalance. And I would assume it's because of all of these ad breaks and the way that the games are played. But the way that Banana Ball does it is because they focus on the audience, they have to change the rule set and certain things about the way that the game is played in order to actually make it for them. So, for example, in traditional baseball, if somebody hits a home run in the MLB and somebody in the audience catches it, well, it still counts as a home run, like, whatever. Now somebody has a ball they could sell on eBay or, what have you. But in Banana Ball, that actually counts as an out. So now you have an incentive. People are incentivized directly to catch the ball because something that you do in the audience, it actually affects the game. I don't know of any other sport that has that level of engagement with its audience, just with the one rule, which is like incredible. Because now, like, could you imagine if like that was in soccer, that you could actually make points if you were in the audience somehow to help your team, or better yet, like, make it worse for the other team? That would be a hell of a game to go to, because now you're part of it. You feel like you're actually invested in the game because there could be a chance that you could actually help. But not just to mention that, like, there's always there's all these dance numbers that they do, and just different. I don't even know how to put it. You know what? Let me see if I can find some highlights. Because I think if I just show it, it'll be better.
From unbelievable trick plays to bodacious banana ball bomb and never before seen Well, you got to be excited to see your guys giving you some run support here.
Oh my God, he's not the first yet. Oh no. Are you serious? No.
For those that are just listening, player hit a run, and instead of running to first base, they got on, I don't know, I think it's called like a uni wheel or something. It's like a skateboard with one wheel in the middle, and rode that all the way to first play instead. That's just funny. Let's see what else.
Chops this one to second base. Jackson Olsen looking.
Oh, the under the legs throw. Look at that. Incredible. Yeah, so all the players, they do all these things. Some of the umps do backflips. Like the whole thing is just made to entertain people. Which is, I mean, the ideal version of sports. You know, like the worst thing I find is someone who is not really into sports growing up and then now getting into it. It's just like the people that like bring all this toxic energy to it, like to the point where it's real to them. Like when they go home, they're like their life is affected by it. Like they feel bad, they feel worse about themselves for it, and I understand why that exists. I'm not ignorant to it. I get it. I understand why some people would care that much about a team. But this completely just removes any of that energy because now it's silly, but like there's still a win on the line. You know, these people are still trying to win. They're just trying to make it the most entertaining show possible at the end. This is just too good. All right, I'm gonna mute it so that I don't get copyright struck. Well, this is fun. These are like grown men too. Like they're not like high school kids. They're just not taking themselves like so seriously. Did he just? Oh, did he just twerk on the ground? What the fuck was that? Oh, the behind the hand. Oh my god, behind the back catch. Incredible. What else we got here? Let's see the top play. Oh yeah. The dance numbers. Oh my god. Wow. I mean, that is some athleticism right there. A pop fly behind the back catch. And so these leagues, they're not just being played in like small time stadiums. Like this is not just like a couple people got together. You'll notice the stands are full. And it's all like families, you know, people just, you know, going to watch the game. The stands are packed. And this league only started like a couple of years ago. Yeah, see, he just got out. He hit a foul. It went back behind the net, and someone caught it. Now that guy's out. That's fun. Oh, yeah, they have a guy that plays on stilts. Totally forgot to mention that guy. I mean, look, walking on stilts is hard enough. But, like, hitting a ball... And then notice the ump behind home plate has to stand on a chair. Because now the box has moved. I mean, this is too fun. This is actually fun. Because I just find, I don't know, some of these leagues, they take themselves so seriously. I mean, that I've seen entire compilations now because, you know, baseball's in the algorithm. Speaking of which, quick update, Toronto 2-0 still. Bottom of the third. Wow, this game's taking a while. There's been endless compilations that I've seen of these umpires throwing people out for bullshit reasons, or just like whenever they make a bad call and a player even looks at their direction, they risk getting thrown out. Like the umpire is God, which is, I mean, I'm sorry, but that is ridiculous. Like we're not infallible. We're human beings. We're gonna make mistakes, and umps are treated as just like, oh, the end all be all people. And I'm not saying that they don't deserve respect. Obviously, of course they do. These people go for training. This is their career. This is what they do for a living, right? And you got to be not only good enough to do it, you know, at a high school or a university level, but you got to be good enough to do it in the major leagues. I mean, how many players are there in the entire league compared to how many umpires are there? That should tell you everything about how hard it is to get into that kind of a position. But these people, what I really don't like about certain sports is like just the way that the refs take themselves so goddamn seriously that any infraction done to them by the player is just seen as the sign of ultimate disrespect. And let me show you a compilation for those that don't know. Okay, I'm not sure what this call is about. Let me see here. Oh, he just tossed the pitcher? He just tossed the pitcher because he pitched behind the player.
That's unbelievable. Adam Hamari is the home plate umpire. He didn't even hit him.
I think a warning could be issued, but you can't toss a guy for that.
Oh, not even a warning. He just tossed him.
Care less, but Collins going to get his money's worth. And Collins, in my opinion, is right.
And you know what you're doing, which no one thinks about as an umpire at the time? You just
Unbelievable.
Telling Adrian to get out of the way. Oh boy, he's just been ejected. Kicked him out of the game. Come.
And he hit him. And now he throws him out. Oh no! He throws him out of the ball game on a 3-1 pitch. Obviously no intent whatsoever. But because the warning was in place,
You gotta get another shit call. No, the best one is the I think it's a 3 blind mice. This is one of the more famous videos.
Up. Harper just got tossed.
The guy playing 3 blind mice.
Oh.
Turn the sound off the rest of the night.
Wow.
Never mind.
Derek Dye was just ejected from the game.
So, the umpire ejected the organ player, right? The person that, like, fills, plays music to fill the time in the stadium for playing 3 blind mice, which I'm guessing obviously like this it's a joke. It's not like they're not playing some song that's like, oh, you're fucking shit at your career, you should off yourself. Like, no, they're not even saying that. They're not like hurling hate towards him or any. No, they're just. It's a joke. They played a song. Like, really, you take yourself that seriously? You take yourself that seriously that as a man, as a grown, that guy looks like he's in his like late 30s, early 40s. What a fucking joke! Like, absolutely, like, what they play a song? Yeah, that's just it's fun. It's a little funny joke. Jesus Christ, thin-skinned as hell. I mean, look, this is not to say about all umpires, but just with some of the things that I've seen that refs do and how sensitive they are about certain things, it just makes me wish for a future where, yeah, like, we no longer need these people because they just get in the way. Can we just have robots? Can we just put like chips in the balls and sensors along the field so that we know at all times whether it was in or out? You know? Or even like tennis. Tennis is even worse for this. I've seen some matches where the refs are just absolutely not having it. Let me see if I can find, I think the most egregious example, tennis referee compilation.
Time violation, loss of serve, Mr. Tiafo.
I tossed the ball. No, I tossed the ball. I tossed the ball. No, I tossed the ball. I was at the line and I tossed the ball. No, bro, I tossed the ball, ready to serve.
I'm not buying this. It's a second serve now, okay?
I tossed the ball, ready to serve.
Second serve.
Dude, that's the rule. The ball goes up, how am I not ready to serve?
Second serve.
The ref called him for what? Because he tossed the ball? What time violation? The extra... Like, what is this? He comes up to the line. right?
Time violation, loss of serve.
He's clearly about to toss it again for the serve, and this guy calls it. How many seconds? We're 6 seconds into the video. What the fuck? And how many of those seconds did he spend actually like in his position? I mean, it is just like I said, obviously not a generalization about all of the referees in sports, and they're obviously needed in certain areas like UFC. You absolutely need a human being inside there. Absolutely. Yeah, to know exactly when the person that is tapping is done and how to peel them off. Yeah, because those guys are going at it to, I mean, do everything but kill each other, essentially. These guys are trained fighters. They will kill themselves if left to their own devices, or they at least run the risk. Absolutely, you need a ref in there. But for stuff like this, like tennis, I mean, dude, why can't we just install 4K cameras across every single field, all the chips, and then if something needs to be mediated, then okay, fine, bring somebody human. But for official calls like, oh, that was a foul, or this wasn't, or this was in the box and this wasn't, we can do away with that. No problem. There's absolutely, I've been saying this for years, like with my friends, like why can't we get rid of this? And the answer that I've gotten every single time, especially when it comes to soccer, is that it's tradition. They're part of the game. It's tradition. They've just always been a part of the game. Well, I mean, realistically, like can we not? Can we just consider what kind of sports we want to watch and what place the refs even have? I mean, not even to mention that, like, the gambling side of it all. Didn't the FBI recently bust? Hold on. Recent FBI bust of referees in NBA. Didn't they recently just bust them for insider dealing? Or whatever the hell it's called? Oh, involves NBA coaches and players arrested in late October 2012 as part of a massive gambling investigation linked to organized crime. So only a couple days ago, the FBI arrested 3 NBA figures. Portland head coach Chauncey Billups, Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier, and former NBA player and coach Damon Jones. Rozier and Jones are accused of sharing inside information with gamblers and altering outcomes of NBA games, with the probe focusing on bettors using non-public information, such as when players would miss games or exit early. And this is just the most recent example, right? There was a more infamous case only years ago. What was the biggest NBA gambling scandal regarding referees? Or I think it was in the 90s. I'm not so sure, but Netflix had like a documentary on it. Let's see this. Yeah, 2007. With allegations that veteran referee Tim Donaghy was betting on games he was officiating. He resigned only months later. Oh, sorry, only 1 month later. And in August, he pled guilty to 2 felony charges. And you think he was the only one? Like, really? This guy's the only person? They're all infallible? They're all perfect? Come on. They're human beings. And they're right smack dab in the middle of a league that spans the globe. I mean, the NBA goes as far as China. They have a huge, huge system set up in China to recruit players, to show the games. Right, that's why they had that big Taiwan scandal not too long ago with, I think it was it the Spurs? I believe it was the Spurs, either GM or the head coach. And he was defending one of his players that posted free Taiwan or something like that. Let me see if I can find the details on it. And once again, shout out to Perplexity. Go to perplexity.ai for all your research needs. Please sponsor me. I will gladly show your product. I'll get a Perplexity logo tatted on my head, man, if I have to. Yeah, here it is. The Taiwan controversy in the NBA was in May 2023 when former NBA star Dwight Howard referred to Taiwan as a country in a promotional video, sparking fierce backlash in China. Triggered immediate outrage on Weibo, China's Twitter-like platform, where users accused Howard of supporting Taiwan independence and demanded an apology. China shut down games that they were playing, I'm pretty sure, as a result of this. Oh, no, sorry. That's the second controversy. The first controversy was on October 2019 when Daryl Morey, the general manager of the Houston Rockets, tweeted an image supporting Hong Kong's pro-democracy protests with the slogan, "Fight for freedom, stand with Hong Kong." Fans were furious. Chinese broadcasters and streaming platforms immediately stopped airing Rockets games. Sponsors paused their deals with the team, and 2 exhibition matches were canceled. And they were particularly popular in China since signing Yao Ming in 2002. Then they went into damage control mode. He deleted the tweet. Rockets distanced themselves from his comments, and even players like James Harden praised the NBA's relationship with China. Yeah, so did LeBron James. He was saying, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't understand the consequences of what he's saying. Despite these efforts, NBA games were banned from Chinese state television for nearly 18 months, and the controversy likely cost the league approximately $400 million. Morey later revealed in 2020 that he fully understood the situation in Hong Kong through friends there and remained very comfortable with what he did, contradicting the narrative that he didn't understand the political implications. Yeah. That sounds about right. That's what happens when you have a league that takes itself too seriously. Because then it becomes this weird thing where you're actually stuck in between geopolitical crises because of an opinion. One tweet? If they had just gone on to ignore this, if nobody cared about that, if that tweet just, people just scrolled by that on the timeline, nobody would have cared. But because it's this hot, politically charged subject, and China has this huge involvement with the NBA, it becomes a big deal. I mean, let's just put it up to scale. What is the extent to the NBA's relationship with China? Describe in detail with bullet points. And the score, quick update. Jays lead 3-1 still. Top of the 4th. Let's go, boys. Let's fucking go. Okay, so back to the NBA. The entity that oversees all Greater China operations is estimated at around $5 billion. That's not the size of the market. That's just the worth of all their assets and companies and whatnot. Some sources citing over $4 billion. Conservative estimates place the NBA revenue from China at approximately $500 million annually, based on publicly known deals, though actual figures may be higher. An SBN examination found that 40 principal NBA team owners collectively hold more than $10 billion worth of investments in China, creating significant financial incentives to maintain relationships. Also, the owners of the teams themselves are now invested in China. It's not just that there's a league. No, they actually have investments in companies in China. In July 2019, just before the controversy, Tencent signed a 5-year, $1.5 billion agreement to serve as the NBA's exclusive digital partner in China, the league's most significant international collaboration. Wow. Approximately 300 million people in China play basketball, representing nearly 1/4 of the country's population. During the 2018-19 season, nearly 500 million fans tuned into NBA programming on various platforms in China. And Game 6 of the 2019 finals drew 21 million viewers in China alone. So look, they're massive. But this size is only made them complicit in the whole thing. Right? And I started this whole point just to contrast it with the Banana Ball League. Right? Which is, I mean, as you saw, these people are they're just having fun. They're pulling backflips in the middle of plays. They're doing dance numbers. The audience gets to participate. And they've had offers to buy out their league as of recent. Because they used to play in small rinky-dink stadiums, but now, as you can see, they're actually playing in legit big-time, not just stadiums, but football stadiums as well. And all the stands are packed. Not to mention that, but another thing about sports that I find not strange. I understand why this happens, but the merchandise. I mean, my God, the price of some of these jerseys, or just like a shirt with the player's name on the back of it, an official one, from the MLB or from the NBA or whatever, you're looking at easily close to like 100 USD. Like, let me see about the NBA store. Let's just see some proof. Because shirts are probably like 40, 50, but jerseys, yeah, for jerseys, you're looking at. Okay, I don't care about the stupid code. $12? How's it $12? No, there's no way. Why are these on clearance? Hold on. Are these actual legit jerseys? Wait, what's happening with Matisse? Wait, how many times does Matisse Thybulle show up? I was convinced that these things were extremely expensive. Okay, well, I mean, this one is Hall of Fame. Like, you can see like the quality of it, but wow. Even so, $324? That's insane. I wonder why these are so low. It might be just because like the player's been traded or what have you. I mean, it says like with code, but usually they cost about $60. The point that I was making is that, right, these people have extremely costly merch. Because yeah, even without this code, whatever the code is, the clearance code, it's $60 usually. But Banana Ball, they've come out and they've said multiple times that they know that the people going to these games are average everyday people. They're working class people. They just want to see some fun with their families. And so they will not price their shirts at like an unreasonable rate. Yeah, even like these special jerseys, the 121, that compared to like league jerseys, I mean, this is probably in US dollars as well. I don't think this is in CAD. Let me see here. Oh, I guess there's no way to see the currency change. Okay, well, 60 USD to CAD. I believe it's about 80, maybe 90. Yeah, 83. Sounds about right. Yeah, let's see the low to high. $40 for a shirt. Yeah, that's average merch prices if you go to a concert or anything like that. But I mean, even like the NHL store, I don't think you're gonna see anything sub 100 for a jersey. Why are they not showing anything? Oh, because Brave Browser is blocking the images. And not even just the merch, right? Because honestly, now that I see it, Banana Ball doesn't have merch that's incredibly cheap. I mean, their most expensive thing is $120, like this thing with reflective tape, like a firefighter's jersey. Clearly looks like a special edition, but at the NBA store, you had those Kobe Bryant ones that went for like was it 400? 324. And if that's USD, That's 450 Canadian for a jersey. Dude, what the fuck? Piece of plastic. And I get it. I understand the significance. I'm not blind to it, but my God, that's expensive. But concession stand prices are insane. I mean, this is just beyond insane. The average price for like a beer or anything is 16 US, or sorry, 16 Canadian, maybe 18. 16 is probably the low end. And that's anywhere you go, whether you're watching soccer or hockey or baseball. I find it very confusing why would you just fuck people over like that? Because they're gonna drink regardless, but I mean, how many of them are actually just gonna pregame instead? You know, and stay home before the game, just because it's that much cheaper than even going to a bar. I mean, the food alone as well, it's ridiculous. These sport leagues are not. They're not at all accessible for the average person to do even on a semi-regular basis. You know, if it's like the beginning of the season for a shit team, yeah, you'll find tickets, maybe $20, maybe $50, something like that for a decent seat. Jays especially at the beginning of the season, they were always like fairly cheap like that. Not until they went on their run, which, speaking of which, still 3-1, bottom of the fourth. Jays are cleaning house, going all the way this year, boys and girls. But the concession prices are insane. And I understand, like, they have to pay for the players' contracts, which can be in the tens of millions, sometimes in the hundreds, depending on the league. Pretty sure it wasn't how much did the UAE pay Ronaldo? I think it was the UAE. I could be wrong, though. $700 million. Sorry, not UAE. Saudi Arabian. I always confuse the two. To play for a Saudi Arabian team, they paid him $700 million. His compensation package is, oh, my mistake, 200 million euros, which is 213 US per year. Monthly, he makes 17 million. Oh, he makes 4 million a week, 4.5 mil a week. And I'm not drawing attention to that to say, oh, these people shouldn't be paid that much. This is ridiculous. Like, no, that's their valuation. That's the value of their labor according to the market. And Ronaldo's labor is worth very high. Or, sorry, has a very high valuation because of his, household name, his reputation, the brands that he's been a part of, the legacy he's going to leave as a player, his history, his body that he's putting on the line, all these things that they go into that valuation. But that's an outlier, right? Like what is the average price? Average price of a professional sports player contract. Include all North American leagues like NHL and North American, NHL, MLB, NBA, etc. I'm actually curious now. What is the average price? Because some of these people don't get paid all that much. Let's see here. The average salary in the NBA is around 12 million. NFL is 5. MLB is 5. NHL is 3.5 to 4. And the MLS is 350K. Which is crazy. That is a ludicrous amount of money. So yeah, with the concession stands, with the merch, the ticket sales. I mean, tickets for the World Series going for 6,000, 10,000. Especially if you want like a booth there, you're talking tens of thousands, maybe even upwards of 100. I wouldn't be surprised if you wanted the best seat in the stadium. That's how much it would cost. And so, like, as a part of this, like, people have to eat the cost. Obviously, in a time like a major tournament, whether it's the World Series that we have right now, NBA Finals, all that, of course, everything's going to get jacked up. You know, more people coming to the city, more people traveling, more people staying in hotels and all that. Supply and demand. I totally get it, right? But on an average, like, just off-season game, not off-season, but pre-playoffs game, even that, like, just how many people have been priced out of it. Like, unless you go to, like, a lower league sports team, which is what most people have, like, started to do. Like, the Toronto Maple Leafs have a sub-team. I'm not sure if that's the correct name for it, but there's a team in the league below them by the name of the Toronto Marlies. And their tickets will go for, 20, 30, maybe $40, something like that. Not as big of a stadium. Concession stands would also reflect that. The players aren't... I mean, they should definitely be getting paid. They're certainly not getting paid this much, right? And that makes it more reasonable, but at the end of the day, the whole league is just built on this gargantuan machine that relies on refs and old ways of doing things that are just not adapting at all. This is coming from someone that's not even fully enthused about the game. I'm sure you'll find plenty of people that are actually experts and, like, know their shit when they're talking about this, that would also say, yeah, no, this is a little bit ridiculous. Like, why do the refs have this stranglehold on the game? What's up with all these rules? Like, recently the NFL had this rule where when they do the kickoff, the teams are not allowed to rush the person, the catcher, the person that catches the ball when they do the kickoff. Let me show you an example. NFL kickoff rule change comparison. So this is the new rules. The players have to stand still in the middle, waiting, while the kicker kicks the ball, the catcher catches it, and then they make the run. Whereas before, let me see here. So this was, hold on. So what game is this? A year ago. So let's see, NFL 2010 kickoff. This is the Super Bowl kickoff. Let's just see this for a comparison. This is clearly filmed on, like, a camcorder, hugging the TV. Look at that 720p definition. So notice, everyone's got a running start. You got a running start. You're not just, like, sprinting. Right? Everyone's already in play. Everyone's in position. Everyone's ready to go. And you just see this massive men running into you and not just, like, standing back. That's a much more dynamic game. It's a much more fun game. This stillness that they have, this weird, like, oh, we got to follow the rules. It's just that it's also very strange. And some of these rules, they're not necessarily changed or made because of, like, some love for the pureness of the sport. Some of these rules are just made to change the pace of the game. You know, when people start noticing, like, oh, the game's kind of slow, like, it's just not as entertaining for people, they'll just add something, or they'll just detract something to change that. Which I understand, what the motivation is behind that, but compared to a league like Banana Ball, where the entire focus from day one is to make it about the crowd. That's when that's how you actually fill seats. That's how you get people to root for the home team. right? It's not like I would much rather go to an average banana ball game than like for $100 or something dollars, like really good seats, than watch the finals and have to pay an arm and a leg just to sit in the nosebleeds somewhere. You know, it's just it's a lot more entertaining like that. And I understand, you know, some people are just like super diehard about this shit. So they'll pay whatever it takes to get to these games, and they don't care. They just want to see their team beat the other team. But I don't know. I just want both teams to have fun. You know, it's like that meme. I hope both teams have fun. I hope the audience enjoys the show. People don't feel like they're ripped off. You know, like I went to the there was a new tournament started this summer. I think it was called the Big Four. It was Canada, Ukraine, and some 2 other countries. I don't even know why it was made. It's just very strange countries that they picked from a hat. And they played like a major league, you know, soccer match with the national teams playing. And it ended up being a tie. Like the final game ended up being a tie. Which, like, how the like? What do you mean? I paid for these tickets. I want to see someone win. Play till 3 a.m. I don't care. Play. What do you mean? Go into extra overtime. What's going on? For like a final game between national teams? It just seemed very strange. And the pace of the game and everything, it was just so slow. You just start chit-chatting with your neighbor, with the friends that you came with, and it's just like, oh my God. I don't know. It doesn't feel all that entertaining. And I understand soccer is a different pace to a sport compared to anything like, you know, NFL, MLB, what have you. It's not as quick. But regardless of that, all of these leagues, I think eventually they're just going to get overtaken by something that's more entertaining. You know, they're competing for eyeballs and your attention with TikTok and with Twitch and with gaming and with everything else. And they have that in mind. They know that in mind. The attention economy is the new landscape. This is the pipeline, the new oil. And they're fighting with that. I mean, even TV shows. I heard that now apparently shows are being made in a specific way, at least like in these big studios like Netflix and Amazon Prime, where they're making them so that you don't, in the middle of it, just pick up your phone and like start looking at it. Which I'll admit I've done that on occasion, watching some shows, but the fact that they're actually making shows now specifically with the intent of avoiding that, I mean, now it's not even about making art. You're making something that's just meant to grab attention, right? That's like it's gonna poison the well, just like social media did for communication. Like, yeah, it opened up this great new landscape. Not even great. Great's not even the word for it. This otherworldly landscape where people could exist in a digital form and interact with one another globally at the snap of a finger, so long as you had basic internet. But it became about the attention economy. So your user information is now sold off to companies all over the world. Some of them are used by intelligence agencies. Some of these things are psyops, right? But the point is that it became manufactured as a magnet for your attention. That's what social media turned into. And what's going to get your attention? Well, the most angriest thing you can think of, the saddest thing you could think of, the most violent thing you could think of, or not even think of, but just that it's out there. And it's shown to you every single day, whether you're on Twitter or YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or what have you. Doesn't matter. Every single platform now has this in mind, that we have to grab the user's attention in a fundamental way, away from everything else that they're doing, as much as possible, and be as invasive as possible with it. That's the game they're playing now. But that game is not a sustainable one. Because people are eventually just going to get burnt out. Like, they just don't care. Or they find themselves doom scrolling and they're like, what am I doing with my life? This is, for lack of a better word, retarded. Why am I just scrolling through reels? It is just the most asinine thing one can get sucked into. And I've been guilty of it. You know, I'm not trying to stand on here and say I'm holier than thou. I've certainly been guilty of it. It's a tricky thing to get out of because, my God, I mean, these people have it down to a science. Exactly what will shock you, exactly what will keep you. They've hired entire teams of psychologists and psychiatrists to figure this out, right? I mean, it is manufactured from the ground up to absolutely capture your attention over anything else that you're doing and keep it there. And when you create that kind of incentive structure, or those are the first principles thinking kind of approach that you do, then it's not a sustainable process because you just keep juicing it, hoping that more comes out, and eventually it's gonna run dry. People are gonna get fed up, as they are. They're gonna get fed up with this doom box telling them, "Oh, everything is great," or actually everything is awful, or everything is rage, or everything is sex, or everything is this, or everything is that. And there just comes a point where people are gonna be like, "Yeah, no, we've had enough." And right now it's slowly happening. I mean, you got school boards that are now employing the use of these magnet pouches where kids are now putting their phones. Like, let me see if I can show you an example. I don't believe it's... Oh, no, it's this, yeah. So you got a little magnet pouch that, when passed over this sensor, it's going to lock. Let me see. Can you just use it? There you go. Now it's open. But before, right, you can't open it. Now, obviously, okay, any kid that's actually going to science class and paying attention will realize that this is just a magnet and there's ways around it. I mean, let me see. I think I already saw a video of these kids in school. Is this the one? Yeah, like what was this? A $7 magnet. He placed a $7 magnet on it. Oh, what? I thought he was going to open. Okay, hold on. No. He's using a marker. No. I saw a guy. Hold on. Open yonder pouch with magnet. I think this is it. What? No. No way. No. I saw a reel where somebody opened this with a magnet. Okay, well, obviously you can brute force it. But there's gotta be a way to do it with a magnet. Okay, what's this method without the magnet? Neodymium fishing magnets. Did they actually do it though? I guess just brute forcing it is... That is the method. Wait, what did he put? Oh, a marker? You can just stuff a marker into it? Okay, in any case, right? These kids are gonna open it, regardless. So these pouches aren't they're not foolproof. But yeah, no, I know of a couple of school boards that have actually done this. They've employed this tactic, and it's worked. It actually works because people now like pay attention more, and they care about phones less. I mean, there's a more famous incident where I think it was mother school no phone for a month. I think there was this. There was this baseball team. There's a story about a baseball team. On story of girl on high school sports team that got them and their friends to not use cell phones for a month as a challenge. But in this story, I remember the mom who I don't remember if it was the mom or the girl that did it. Volleyball team, yeah. A high school athlete convinced her volleyball team to ditch their phones for an entire month, sparking a movement that changed how they connected both on and off the court. Sophie Martinez, a junior at Riverside High, noticed her teammates were constantly glued to their screens during practice, breaks, and team gatherings. Sophie proposed what seemed impossible: 1 month without personal phone use. Only 3 teammates initially joined, but within days the challenge caught fire. The first week was brutal. Phantom vibrations haunted their pockets. Muscle memory led hands towards devices that weren't there. Group chats exploded with messages they couldn't read. Why did you... What the fuck is this AI? What is this personality that it wrote it with? Look at this. Okay. Gumshoe reporter. Pre-practice stretching sessions that once happened in silence became actual conversations. Teammates discovered shared interests beyond sports. Bus rides to games transformed from rows of isolated phone zombies into card games, sing-alongs, and deep talks. See, people reconnected, right? Because fundamentally, this social media shit, it's fucking poison. I mean, when you fully buy into it, and you're all about it, when you buy into the algorithm as it's made, this inhumane thing designed by humans, ironically enough, you get stuff like Twitch. Like Twitch right now is blowing up, the streaming platform, which I'm streaming on. But this platform is now experiencing an explosion of drama because I'm not even going to get into it. It's not even worth. I can't believe that I even have any bandwidth in my brain that I'm dedicating to knowing this. But there's some top streamers that are in hot water because of sexual assault accusations and all this drama about who has the higher views and who doesn't, and who can bot their accounts and who can bot their streams. I mean, at that point, you're just looking at the numbers, man. You're just looking at the stats. You're just chasing the clicks and the likes and treating it as your job. When in reality, it doesn't matter. All this can get taken away by one solar flare, and we're just gone. That's it. No more Twitter. No more YouTube. No more Twitch. No more gaming. No more anything. Just back to analog. Right? All of this can get taken away at any moment. And even ignoring the rarity of like a solar flare being that massive and happening like that. Even dismissing that, the way that these platforms are built, relating to how I was talking about sports before, how these things are they're inhumane. They're inhumanely designed. They become this fever pitch race between the big players, this cutthroat game where people care so much that they're willing to throw each other out of games for playing Three Blind Mice, where umps treat themselves as if they're a god, essentially. You know, where concession stand charges are $50, $60 for a couple of beers. It's just it's inhumanely designed. And then when somebody comes along and provides an alternative like Banana Ball, right? In social media, we've yet to see this kind of example, but an example of an outlier that comes in and says, you know what, we're going to play a similar game, not the same game that you're playing, but a similar game. We're just going to tweak the rules so that it rewards the user. It rewards the consumer for participating and for caring. Right? And they're going to eat everyone else's lunch. And when finally like somebody comes out with a phone or even just like an application or some kind of interface that you could slap to your phone so that it doesn't just ring off with notifications, so that it scans through what's actually important and provides that information to you. Because at the end of the day, these things, this little 2.5, 3-inch by not even 7-inch rectangle is nothing short of incredible. I mean, the fact that this thing can run like probably very stupid, but a local large language model, or even have access to one at 5G, I was able to stream the Jays game out in the woods with my friends to a laptop. I understand that that's like, commonplace. Oh, yeah, so you streamed over 5G. Oh, holy shit, what a fucking... But that is a technological miracle. That is insane. I would not have imagined that being a possibility. Growing up, that this is just that's just going to be possible. Try explaining that to your granddad back in like the early 2000s. Hey, by the way, this is going to happen. Like, what? That man saw the radio. He grew up with the radio. Like, come on. When he was growing up, he had 2 channels on TV. I find that important to remember that, like, yeah, this is this technology is nothing short of magic. And we're filling it with fucking AI slop. Like, X is now posting, like, they have new companions. Let me see if I can find mine. My Grok. I never understood. Why it's just... Like, why the need for an AI companion? Let me see this. Companions. Like, what is this, man? Oh, I guess, it's too pixelated. You're not going to be able to see. But it's okay. So there's like... Actually, you know what? Am I going to be able to pull it up? Okay. Well, because I'm banned, apparently I can't use Grok. Well, all right. Fuck you, Twitter. Please unban me. But like, what the fuck? On my phone, anyways, there's like these 5 companions that you can choose from, and 3 of them are anime. 2 of them are raccoons. And these companions, like, 3 of them are 18 plus. 4 of them are 18 plus, of course. God, that's just, like, that's not good, man. It's not good that I just have a companion that I could talk to at any given moment, at any time of the day. Fuck people. If I work from home, fuck, who gives a shit? If I live on government assistance, who fucking cares? Why would I bother? I got a little friend right here. Tells me I'm perfect. Tells me I'm nice. Does everything but but fillet me, For now. Okay, for now. We're gonna see that in the future. Quick update on the Jays. Top of the 6th inning. We are still at 3-1. This is looking real good. This is looking real good for the boys. I think the series is at what? 2-2 right now? I believe? What is that? I believe it's 2-2. Yeah, series tied 2-2. But no, like, back to the point that I was making, that once somebody creates some kind of either a phone interface, an app, what have you, some kind of a way to just mute all these endless notifications, to get rid of all the slop on Instagram, Twitter, like all these different feeds, somebody that's able to curate that to the person. Actually get them useful knowledge of whatever their interests are. You know, like if you're interested in sports, like unless I follow a specific podcast, I don't want to see a bunch of dude bros on dozens of podcasts drinking and just shooting the shit. No. I want to see sports. I want to see highlights. I want to see this. I want it to be that precise. That's how precise the algorithm should be. You want to see baseball? Okay, well, what kind of baseball do you want to see? You want to see replays of old games? You want to see vintage baseball? Do you want to see players coming onto the home plate, ready to swing? You know, right now it's just the algorithm is, it's very childlike. Like, it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's sophisticated, but it is very it is still in its primacy. It's not where it's going to be in the next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Right? And I'm hopeful that eventually someone is going to come around and be like, "Look, we need to make technology that's more humane. We need to make these things more humane, because if we don't, and we just keep the incentive structure as it is, and we keep the systems as they are, well, I mean, this is the world that we're going to get, where people get famous off of what? Like licking imaginary ice cream cones and saying gang gang? Or like, remember that TikTok girl? Oh, that TikTok. Like, what is this?
Good. Yes, gang, gang. Yeah, strong woman. Yeah, strong woman. Travis, money gun. I got your name. Wow, a lot of gifts for you. Ooh, hee haw. Yes, you got me for like a cow.
What the fuck is that? I can't listen to much more of that. What, like, she's just responding to whatever donation gets, and people are like putting their phone numbers in there. What the fuck? Also, was talking about a friend with this. I swear this is gonna give her an aneurysm if she keeps it up, because you can't just keep saying like such nonsensical things and doing them on a pattern without it affecting your brain. Like, that is 100% affecting your brain. The things that you do on a daily basis are creating neural pathways into learned behaviors that you will carry with you in the future until the day you die, to an extent. And I'm wondering what that looks like for somebody that does this all the time. I mean, just nonstop, just saying absolute nonsense and farming money. And that's not even the craziest one. I don't even know what the... Hold on. I think it's Chinese donations. Because there's one where like they have these dancers. But these dancers that are like set up in the same way. I think it's donation farming. For lack of a better word, I don't know what it's called. What is the? There has to be a name for it. Because this is a unique phenomenon that we do not see anywhere else. Nobody's even like on Twitch. Actually, well, no, Twitch did this to an extent when, like, with the hot tub streams and whatnot, and girls would post goals for like 50 subs. They would do like 10 squats or whatever the fuck to show off their ass. It's kind of similar, but not in the same way, because these the TikTok clip there, I mean, it's instant. Like 50 subs, like that's $25, so $5 a sub. Or sorry, no, 50 subs, that's $250. My mistake. That's a bit of a donation. But even like a single sub is like $5, and depending on their donation street, like there's, you know, different amounts. But it's not on the low end. You can't just throw like 30 cents, 50 cents, $1 at somebody and expect them to do something on Twitch. But on TikTok, yeah, you could just buy that. You can buy an ice cream cone for like $1 or whatever the hell the cost is. But there has to be a name for this. What is the name? Is there a term for the phenomena of people like... What's her name? Pink something? Pinky Doll. of people like Pinky Doll on TikTok that farm donations. There has to be a term. There's no way there isn't. Oh, NPC streaming. That makes sense. Yeah. NPC streaming. But there was one that I saw a reel of somebody showing like the different there was these teams that had set up. You know what? Let me put it this way. Streaming bridge. No. Asian streamers lined on bridge. Where is it? There's a yeah, here it is. I don't know what this guy's doing, but let me see if I can find. Yeah, here it is. I mean, look at this. They're just camped out on the street with phone cameras and ring lights, just sitting there, performing to an audience of however many. Now, look, once again, I have no idea what the circumstances of these people's lives are that would cause them to do this, because from what I've heard, China has a huge problem with poverty, despite their drive to show these, like, you ever see those videos of, where's the China neon skyline? Oh my god, so mesmerizing. Whoa. Oh my god, LEDs, holy shit. Whoa. The peak of technological innovation, LEDs, holy fucking shit. Incredible. I mean, look, building these cities and skyscrapers and whatnot is like a feat of engineering. I'm not knocking on that. I'm not saying this is nothing. But usually, like, there's a lot of these videos online of people being like, holy shit, these Chinese cities, they're so safe. Oh my god, they're so safe. And there's all these lights. Bro, if you spent an hour walking through that fucking city, you would be so oversensitized. Are you serious? First of all, that. Second of all, it's a cheap trick. It's lipstick on a pig. Because like in every single alley, there's like there's a police officer waiting to just smack somebody over the head for, I don't know, what, saying that Xi Jinping looks like a panda or a Winnie the Pooh. Right? Like how much time do they actually dedicate to monitoring the populace, making sure that they step in line? Like, wasn't there China crosswalk streamer? Yeah, public shaming in a crosswalk. There's cameras in a crosswalk that will show you that if you were like running across it, they will ding you. And when your digital ID is tied to this, that means that like you could face financial penalties. Yeah, like they're shaming them as if like anybody gives a shit. Like they probably, you know what they did to implement this? They probably like that was actually the story. Oh, we're doing this to shame people. We're doing this to show photos of them. But in reality, it's like for one, you're training a video system on capturing faces every single time that there's a crosswalker. It detects every single face. So you're just constantly getting all this training data for whatever system that you're building. Number one. Number two, who's actually standing around and looking at these placards, these giant, the things, and actually shaming people for it? Oh, you got your face shown it for like 5 seconds, and then the next person crossed the road and they got their face shown for 5 seconds. And what is there any real like staying power in what they're doing? Is this really a mechanism for not social control, but social cohesion, right? Because the contract that we all quote unquote sign as people living in a society is that there are certain rules that have to be abided by. You know, we don't drive on the wrong side of the road. We don't stab each other for indiscriminate reasons. You know, we don't go around raping and pillaging. You know, a lot of these things that we signed that we've agreed to. We have a set of rules in our society that we've agreed to. And here in North America, like, yeah, jaywalking is bad, but everyone does it. Just about everyone does it at one point or another in their lives. You don't go in the designated area to cross the road. Whoop-de-doo. And in China, they're like, you know what? Hold my Tsingtao. And for those, that's a deep cut joke. Tsingtao is a Chinese beer. Hold my beer. Hold my Tsingtao. I think that's how you pronounce it. Is that how you pronounce it? Hold on. What? Yeah, Google Translate. Come on. Oh, Tsingtao. Wait, the beer is literally called Chinese people? How do I pronounce it? Wait.
Tsingtao.
Yeah, Tsingtao. Wait, I'm not even being funny. I'm trying to pronounce it. Hold on.
Tsingtao.
Tsingtao. All right. Hold my Tsingtao. China goes ahead and fucking they just take footage. Take footage of its own citizens just crossing the street. Oh, no big deal. No big deal. No big deal. The streamer's like joking about it as if it's like, oh, just don't jaywalk. don't. It's so funny. It's so funny, dude. Don't jaywalk. You will be publicly shamed. I mean, look. Obviously, he can't write that in there out in the street. Be like, hey, by the way, authoritarian country. That's what they do. That's how they fuck with their people. Yeah, I'm not. That's not the the explanation I'm looking for from Jake and Bake or whatever his name is. Yeah, that is his name, Jake and Bake. But this is what that leads to. Oh wait, no, sorry. Point that I was trying to make. I lost my train of thought. This shiny Chinese, like the exterior that they have of all of these different neon cities. It's built on stuff like that, like those crosswalks. Or how about all of these China demolishing buildings? Recently, in the last couple of years, I don't know if they've corrected for this, but 4 years ago, 15 buildings in China were demolished simultaneously. These are apartment blocks, right? It's not that they were improperly built, though they were improperly built. They all collapsed. Well, they were demolished because nobody was buying any of them. Nobody was actually buying any places to live in them. For one reason or another. I don't understand the macroeconomics of Chinese housing market information, details, what have you, trends. But that's not a good sign. Or like, let me see an example on Chinese. What is it called? What's the term? Is it just building quality? I guess it's just building quality. Yeah, here it is. There's a guy that actually covers this in a much more eloquent way than I ever could have. Let's see a reel. And see, this is the kind of shit that I would actually love to see on my timeline. I would love to see more stuff like this about like, oh, this is the shiny exterior that we're shown on TV, but here's someone who's actually done the research and finds clips and information on what China is actually like. That's a lot more interesting to me. Not this like fake reality that they've built.
China fakes everything. Level 1. Level 2.
Yeah, that's concerning. A building crumbling when someone just puts their hands on it.
Come on. So this is where gluten-free flour comes from. Level 3.
That's just styrofoam covered in cement. Oh, it's called tofu dreg.
I feel like I'm losing my...
Okay, I don't understand what... Holy shit. A piece of that building just flew off. Oh my god. Okay, well that's awful. Is this all just the same building? Holy shit. Yeah, those cars got hit. Somebody could have been dead there. For sure. Oh, his car got dented. Yeah, you would have died if you were standing under that. Yeah, big time. Oh, wow. That's just rubber around rebar. That looks like rubber. Okay, that's crazy. And so that's the building quality. Not in all of China, obviously. I don't think they would do that for like their main cities where they bring the tourists. I'm sure they do their best to make sure it's as clean cut and up to code as can be. But let's see some more examples of the stairs are just gone. There's somebody just poking at it. Oh, wow. Oh my god. That just looks like sawdust. Oh my god, that is unsafe. And people are living there. Not just people, but the largest, like most populated country on the planet has buildings like this. Let me see if I can... Not just building, but infrastructure too. Bridges. Anything. Anything that's built with their construction materials and personnel. You know, because we've seen those, was it the Chinese highway built overnight? Yeah, there's a bridge. This is one of the other compilations that I've seen of this. Oh, look how fast they are! Holy shit! Look how quick they are. In 43 hours, they rebuild it. I mean, once again, genuine feat of engineering, even if they use shit materials. The fact that you could just take a main vein... Boy, that's a lot of buses. That's weird. Why are there so many buses in that video? But just the fact that they could achieve this is incredible. Yeah, then they pave it. Paint the lines once it's all cooled. And boom, there you go. You have traffic within 43 hours. Genuine feat of engineering. I'm not questioning that whatsoever. But do not be mistaken. That shit fucking crumbles. And they've had incidents where like enough people have been hurt that the government actually has to step in and crack the whip. But I don't know to what extent this is actually going to correct itself because I mean, my god, imagine just like one day like you head home to something that's not even there anymore. Or God forbid you like here in this earthquake example. Like what do you even do? Save everything that you can, run out as fast as possible, and pray to God that the tofu dreg that's holding up this building holds up? Oh my god. Absolutely devastating. Hold on, I'm a quick update on the Jays. Still 3-1, but 2 bases loaded. Top of the 7th. I'm just gonna refill my drink watch this horrifying video for a second while I'm gone. All right, we back. Yeah, not to go off too much on a tangent, because the original thought here start with these the Douyin, otherwise known as Chinese TikTok, story. But I mean, this is what people have to do to survive there, right? Like here, this one streamer. If I stream for 8 to 6 hours a day, sometimes I might make 10 yuan, which is $1.45. 50 yuan or 40 yuan, which is up to $5.80 American. I mean, I don't know how much basic amenities like milk and bread. How much actually? You know what? Because those are decent like economic factors to get into. How much does a dozen eggs or a loaf of bread or a liter of milk cost in Chinese currency? Cost in China. Include Chinese currency and USD and CAD numbers conversion. Because that's a pretty solid indicator of what the cost of living is. Because those are the staples that just about everybody buys. A dozen eggs in China costs approximately 11 yuan. So 11 yuan. So that woman, if she streams 8 to 6 hours a day, she might make just enough to buy a dozen eggs. Cool. How about a loaf of bread? So a pound of bread, yeah, same thing, 10 yuan. In milk, packs of a quarter liter costs 320 yuan. So times 4, that's 12. So 1280 yuan. She streams all day just for that. Now, mind you, this video is 2 years ago. She's also just one streamer. But, like, you saw all those people on the bridge. I mean, look at this. And this is just one place. One place in China. They're just outside streaming. 8 to 6 hours a day. Out at night. These people believe it's their best option. I mean, this is just tragic. That this is even a way of life for someone. Like, that sucks, dude. Like, just think about this for a second, right? How many years of, like, evolution had to lead up to this moment so that we can take sand, silicon, melt it down, create it into, like, create chips, make it think. We made sand think, all right? We came that far as a species. And your day-to-day consists of sitting there, pretending that, like, playing this character, this role, for up to 12 hours a day, and you're doing what? Like, how is this in any way contributing to anything? Like, forget even, like, contributions to society, just, like, you're not there's no new grounds being explored. There's nothing being created. Which, on one hand, I guess it's kind of hypocritical to say because here I am streaming as well. But, I mean, doing it in such a way where it's like, this is your only way, like, instead of doing a job, like she's doing this. Like, I do this as like a, I don't know. Is it even hobby? I don't know. It's part of a project, part of a growing project for me. So this is like what I would consider partly work, but not really. You know, this doesn't feel like work. I just get to sit here and yap to the to the 10 people listening. Hey, eventually we'll get there. I'm not worried about the numbers though. We'll get there. But no, like it says a lot about a nation and how far we've come if this is what we do. And I'm not even just shitting on China. This whole thing started because of that American streamer. And I'm sure there's plenty in Canada that do the exact same thing. You know, they just go out and stream that. Just out in the, going like shopping or whatever the hell. I remember I was walking behind this streamer once where she was just out like IRL streaming for her fans. And she's like, oh, hey, chat. It's like, dude, what the fuck, man? You know, it's one thing to have a show and to have a message behind it, you know, once a week or a couple times a week or whatever. Like you have an intent, you have things that you do with it, but it's another to just click play or click stream and just talk about the most vapid, absolute, like just retarded shit. Not even that, but playing a character like that Miles Morales streamer. Like what the like you're not even like being yourself. You're being another character and doing all this weird TikTok stuff, and you just have that NPC pose, these NPC movements of back and forth. Like what? I don't like. Let's get some audio here.
Gets pretty crowded over here. You should come check it out. Huh? Thanks for the roses. I'll make sure to give those to Peter. You know, if you guys really want to laugh, you should check out this guy named Leaks World. He's hilarious. I think he posted a new video today. Why don't you check it out, come back and let me know. That's hot. Calm down. I love music. Hey, thanks for the follow.
This is just how can you watch this more than a minute? I don't understand it. Maybe I'm just getting too old. Maybe it's just the old man yelling at the cloud meme. I'm just getting too old and I can't understand it. But this has got to be warping your brain somehow. Not just doing it, but also watching it for like hours on end, or just as you eat dinner or what have you. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy that this is like. I mean, he's famous off of it. Not just famous, like he went on like the top streamers where they also get this also. I don't get that. This is just absolutely retarded.
Okay.
They did like a sleeping stream where Miles Morales, like that character, you know, he played that character. And other people are like sleeping in the room or trying to sleep, and there's, you know, you get a certain amount of subs and they'll like play an air horn or something. Like sleep streams too. That is so that's so weird. That's such a private thing to do when you invite others to watch you. To also like fuck with your sleep. And this is like the top guy. He's playing a convict. I don't get it. I don't understand this new age of entertainment. It's just so weird. Or these like man on the street interviews that they do, where they just walk up to people and ask the most. How many guys have you fucked? How many dicks have you sucked? Like, it's the most asinine ridiculous thing. Like, it's just back to the original point. Like, this is what happens. This is the exact symptom of when you make inhumane technology. Technology that's not designed with humanity in mind as part of its first principles thinking. Like, this is exactly what you get. You get streamers that are, I mean, again, what is the Twitch probably won't have anything too crazy on right now. It's only a Wednesday night. Maybe somebody covering the drama or some shit.
Grind it up, no? No, you're supposed to crush the paper.
Some dude rolling a joint. Alright, okay. Some subathon. XQC, I'm pretty sure, is not even playing. Oh no, he is playing a game. I mean, wasn't there hold on. Streamers watching Ramsey. Yeah, there's they just sit there and they react to shit. There's 2 hours of this. Of him just watching Hell's Kitchen. Just watch, like, Kitchen Nightmares. Or any of these videos. And XQC is like the top streamer. Because he rewards the algorithm. Because these reactions are apparently what kids like and what kids want. I mean, like, look, these videos alone, the Gordon Ramsay ones, I'm sure, like, plenty of... They get plenty of views on their own, but the fact that this guy, like, just was part of the meta at one point where it just became commonplace to just sit there and watch something else and just react to it. Or this, like, Moist Critical. Asmongold. Just reacting to shit. I find that meta as well just so very fucking strange. Because once again, it's not humane. Nobody does that. Nobody does that. Nobody invites their friends over and is like, hey, yo, I got a funny YouTube video for you, man. Usually that's like, oh, found another gold mine. Let's go. Right? Another oldie. Like the classical, the classic hippo farting. That's a good video. That's a classic video, right? Where the hippo just fucking lets it rip. I mean, look at that thing go, right? But nobody invites their house to watch something like this and is like, all right, what I need you to do is sit in that corner of the room and watch me watch it. If you do that to your best friends, they will... God, I hope they fucking knock you out. Just for, like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? What are you asking us to do? You want us to watch you react to this? And yet these, like, there's like tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of viewers that are willing to do this every day. And I'm not shitting on the streamers being like, oh my God, what fuck it. You know, I'm not making any judgments as to, like, the quality of their moral character or anything like that for doing all this. Right, that's a whole other aside. That's not even relevant here. The relevant thing here is that the algorithm makes it viable for people like this. Not only viable, but it incentivizes them to exist like this and to make content like this and to get viewers like this and to get paid like this and to have a job where your job is to sit here and watch at the hippo fart or Gordon Ramsay compilations or what have you. I mean, watching people react to content is the lowest form of content there is. Just, like, why not just watch it yourself? Just watch a bunch of Gordon Ramsay compilations. Why do you need him in the corner? Like, why do you need somebody else to react to it? You know, I feel like this kind of started when what was that initial one? It wasn't The Preacher. It was God, what was it? I don't know. Oh, Priest reacting to Star Wars. This infamous clip. I'm gonna react to the Star Wars trailer. Whoa, he's not even showing the trailer. It's just his face. For 2.5 minutes. Oh, look at him. He's in the Vatican. Reacting to the newest trailer. Whoa, holy shit. Because here's the thing. That content, it no longer becomes about the trailer. Then it's about the reaction to it. So he's incentivized to have like out the whoa! Fucking whoa! Most like just absolute acidine reaction to it. Out of this, whoa, blasters! Holy shit, Darth Vader's back! Oh my god! Like, this is the lowest tier of content, and nobody should be watching this. Absolutely nobody should be giving this kind of shit any attention. Just watch the trailer for yourself. Just watch the thing for yourself. But this meta of reaction channels, it's once again, like I said 5 minutes ago. Incentives. The algorithm is incentivized to grab every single second of your attention, and this shit is what's going to grab your attention. I mean, it's got me ranting about it for the last however long, but it's inhumane. It's inherently inhumane. Nobody did this before. Like nobody did this before. The only other thing that I can think of is like those Japanese shows where it's like where's that Japanese, is it chocolate? Yeah, this one. They'll have like game shows like this where they have to guess if the thing that they're biting into is chocolate or not. And I don't think it is for this one. No, just a shoe. Nope. But on occasion, they'll have like somebody's face in the corner or whatever. Right, to react to it. This is really the closest thing that I can think of, like for a show this old. And also, they're not just biting like random things in the house. Like they were put in the room, and they were told that any one of these things could be chocolate. This is the infamous one. Huh? They actually butted into its chocolate. This is funny. This is a funny game show. I can see the appeal of it, or watching somebody's reaction to it. No way that leaf is chocolate. There's no fucking way. Nope. Oh, wait. Oh, I think this one is chocolate. Oh my god. See? That's content. That's primetime Japanese television right there, I tell you. Let me tell you something. Quick update on the Jays. What are we at right now? Hold on, let me skip through 1,000 ads to tell you guys. 5-1. Holy shit, it's fun. We're going to the finals. Let's go. It's gonna be a good run. In any case, point that I was making, right? This is the closest thing that I could think of, like reaction channels. But like this is creative. This is cool. We have nothing like this in the West. I mean, somebody actually had to make that thing out of chocolate. Somebody actually had to like. Oh my god! Even his bow tie's chocolate. Oh, the hat. Yeah, that's awesome. But this is the closest thing that I could think of, and this is like early, like I don't know, not even 2010s. Oh, this is 6 years ago. But this video is certainly not from 6 years ago. It is certainly older than that. But this is once again, I'm reiterating for the third time. When these systems are not made with humane intentions in mind, or how humans will react in mind, and use that as a guiding principle for it, then you get shit like this. You just get people fucking reacting to slop. Well, videos of them reacting become slop, right? And it's the same thing. Like that's why AI is so unimpressive, because it's only applications right now, at least seen by the populace, right? That people are seeing as an example is all these fucking like the recent one that I learned about was fucking Jamonkey. God, fucking Jamonkey. Yeah, he just has like these adventures to monkey with a fucking GoPro or whatever, doing AI dialogue like this. Like this is what we can do. Really, this is the greatest thing that we can do, and I understand it. I get the appeal of this. I understand why this is made. It's a proof of concept, right? This is to kind of get people to actually test out this technology and use it. That's the whole point of it, right? It's a proof of concept. Show that we're good, because eventually, like this is it's obviously going to make Hollywood level movies. Let me actually see if there's definitely AI short movies that exist already, but there's got to be this one's made 4 months ago. I don't want to use the audio in case we get copyright struck, so I'm not going to use the audio. But let's just watch a little bit of this here. Watch me react! Whoa! I am actually becoming the thing that I hate by doing this, but here, you know what? Boom. Now you can't see or hear me. Oh, I just realized I was muted that whole time. Fan-fucking-tastic. No, as I was saying, the movie is clearly not perfect Hollywood quality. It is not, it clearly wasn't showing that it could keep up with the actual layout of the house and all these various little details about the gun. But that's pretty damn good. And that's a good show of concept of what AI is good for. I mean, this is only 4 months ago, right? I'm sure it's evolved since then. Let me see if there's a more popular example that we can find. Okay, all of this is a fucking... I don't understand any of this. I don't know why all these different cat people... God, I swear, this is made by some migrant living in the third world that is just trying to make money off of Western eyes. Because this just like the reason that I preface it like that, it's not to espouse hate on anyone that's not living in North America or the Western world. It's just to say, like, this is the kind of content that people make because they realize, okay, the algorithm is hungry for this, and this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to make money. And people that are living in those countries, as the example that I used in China, right? People that are living outside of the West, they have an incentive to do this because now you have all these Western eyes. You might not have the 5G network in your country and all these, not everybody has an iPhone. People are living with, issues getting clean water or electricity running all the time. And once again, that's not to disparage these people. That's a lived reality. You go to any of these countries outside of the hotels and the resorts, and that's the life that they lead. Whether it's a Dominican Republic, whether it's Russia. There's places in Russia you go to where you are amazed that people don't have hot water, either during the winter or the summer. Right? Like you go to any of these countries and you'll see this. But it provides them an opportunity to be like, oh, okay, well, as long as I have a phone, I can just make content for all those people in the West that actually have a network and that can show this to their friends, where it's an actual pastime for them, right? Like that's what it kind of smells like. Because I don't know who the fuck would spend time making this. Like, why? Oh, of course, TikTok. Yeah. I make high quality. I bet this whole thing was written with AI too. I bet. And if it is a Westerner, then hats off to them for cheating the algorithm, because I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 180 million views. My God. Why are all the cats fat? That's a genuine question. I'm just curious. Why? Oh, because it's like maybe because it's a good trope. There's always something, a story of insecurity or something that you can use. Yeah, probably. What the fuck? These all have millions of views. Now we're getting to the hundreds of thousands, but Jesus. I mean, what are their latest views? 84K, 60K. So it's 100K or below. Well, because now it's slop. But no, this one's got 3 million. So I guess it just depends, yeah, if the algorithm just hooks onto it. But like this, once again, this is what happens. This is what happens when you make an algorithm that just captivates eyeballs. This is like, dude, this is like rat poison to boomers. Sorry, not rat poison. This is like, this is catnip to boomers. I don't know why I would confuse the two. This is catnip to boomers. They like fall for this. Like, let me see some examples here. No, I don't want to watch this video. Yeah, here's like one of those those interesting stories pages on Facebook. I'm sure they have hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of followers. Oh my God! Yeah, see, this is what I mean. Oh my God! So, how could you not? This is absolute boomer bait. And look, for all we know, those a good chunk of these could be a good chunk of these people could be bots, but I am willing to bet that they're not. Yeah, see. Yeah. The hands. It's always the hands. Always look at the hands first. But the AI now is good hands. That's the thing. They got good hands now. They can do hands. You can't look at the hands anymore. On 2 left feet. They don't get everything perfect, but they're getting much better. Right. This is what you get. This is what you get when it's geared to these inhumane principles. We get fucking AI cake slop. So I'm looking forward to the time when we no longer have this. We no longer have to worry about this shit or people believing in this. Because a real, like a social media platform that's created off of not these inhumane principles, but principles of like actual connection, of fostering actual like in like real life connection with people, or disincentivizing people to rage bait or just post the most outrageous stuff. I mean, that is as close to a hive mind as we're going to get as a people. You know, if we're told at any moment we need to pay attention to this or to that, and our attention is like our focus is shifted from one thing to another, but it's all aligned with what we actually hold near and dear to our hearts and what we all want, the kind of success that we want for us, our friends, our families, our societies, the stories that we want to tell with our lives, right? Once those two things intertwine with like the digital realm, that's, I mean, you're talking actual generational change. Because all social media did was it amplified people and it made things louder. But realistically, I mean, the average person, they'll tweet out into the ether and their presence means nothing. Or all those comments and arguments that people have, it's just, it fades into nothingness. Like, it's not even an internet forum where membership is a selective thing and people have reputations and you can see their past comments and whatnot. Like, that's what forums used to be, and you could like actually get like a reputation level off of existing for a long time, or if enough people had noticed or like liked your posts, you know. There's a form of like self not policing, but self-regulation. And not all forums are obviously like perfect. I'm not trying to say, oh, before all this fucking slop, we had the forum age. Oh god, that was the great. No, it was a wealth of knowledge, but there's still plenty of people that are, you know, full of ego, or they just want to clickbait. You know, that obviously still existed even before social media. That's always been a human drive. It's always been a thing. You know, it just changed mediums. That's really the only thing. Toronto just scored another home run. Let's fucking let's go. Right on. But no, that dynamic has always been a thing. Always. Right? It's just that now the algorithms reward it. Now they incentivize it directly. What if we got away from that? What if we got away from these baser desires? What if we imagined something, and I keep using this word, but I mean, there's no other word to use. What if we just imagined something that's a little bit more humane? Yeah, it might be a little bit more boring. It's not going to be as outrageous. Okay, sure, but at least it's useful. At least it doesn't drain you to use it and to scroll through it. I have to put my phone down multiple times a day just because, like, once the news wave hits and I see all these news about what's happening either in Canada or the US or what have you, it's like, oh, I cannot be bothered. I couldn't care less. I just got bombarded with fucking hours of Jamonkey on my feed or whatever. The pink ice or whatever the girl is, the gang shit. Like, that could pop up at any moment. And I work to like cleanse my algorithm of it. I actually like I try to actively use like the block button and whatnot, but it still makes its way through. You know, it'll still show up every now and then. But someday soon, I believe that we will have that. I believe that we'll have that. Listen, so we're actually headed to almost the 3-hour mark here. Let me just double check. Okay. I think I'm going to end it off here, but I just want to say, before I end it off, every Wednesday, we're going to be here anytime around 6 or 8 p.m. Eastern, right within that time frame. Getting back to regular streams, I have some interesting things on the way. Some things that I am cooking that I think you guys are going to like a lot for the podcast, and also more importantly for the White Pill project moving forward. There are some things that I'm going to be really excited to announce. I don't have a timeline when, but in the near future, about what's going to be happening here. Because we've been streaming for almost a year now, I think. Just about, yeah. I think it's just been about a year since I've actually started streaming and doing all these recordings and everything. But there's going to be some more interesting things on the way. So stay tuned for that. And once again, please, if anyone knows Twitter support, shout them out. Let them know White Pill is still banned. But we'll get unbanned soon enough. And even regardless, we don't fucking need them. We got our own platform right here. That's what we're building. So, yeah, thank you for everyone for tuning in. I appreciate you all making the time. I hope you've all had a great White Pill Wednesday. And you know, just a little white pill to cap off the rant that we had here at the end. You know, even though the algorithm right now is rewarding all this, for lack of a better word, heinous shit, there's still plenty of people out there that are just making genuinely interesting content or genuinely interesting things that are getting through and they're getting the attention that they deserve. So every time I stumble upon a channel like that, whether it's what's that guy? Flesh Simulator. Yeah, this guy right here. Great videos. Amazing. He is easily one of the more unique YouTubers that I've found here. He's done videos on history of the CIA, PSYOPs, QAnon, not as a fanatic or a true believer, but as somebody that covers it. And not from a journalistic perspective, but he does come with the receipts. He posts like plenty of information on screen. He's also talked about, well, I won't spoil too much, but a lot of quite recent scandals and a lot of very interesting things about living in the day-to-day world. I don't know how else to put it. There's not really a way for me to kind of sum up what he does, but he's easily one of the more unique content creators out there, and he is certainly getting the attention that he deserves. So that's the white pill here. That even with all this slop, even with all this shit, it's all temporary. Those things don't last. You know, like the whole stream started talking about the MLB and how compared to Banana Ball, it is an absolute, like, it's just boring. I mean, the only reason I'm watching the World Series right now is because Toronto's in it. That's the only reason. Otherwise, I couldn't be bothered. I couldn't care less. Whoop-de-doo, it's a sport. Great. Because at the end of the day, I got to sit through these, like, I'm on the 5th ad right now. They're showing 5 ads in a row, just getting bombarded. Buy me, buy me, buy me, buy. Like, fucking Christ, man. And now the Banana Balls come around to the MLB, or in their corner, rather. They're going to eat their lunch soon enough. You know, they weren't always playing in MLB stadiums. They weren't always playing in football fields. They were starting small. They were starting scrappy. But they've worked their way up, and people actually care. Because when something is actually made with the consumer and the user in mind, and that's based on the first principles thinking, that's what their whole ground level, the foundation of what they're building. There's the word, the foundation. When that's the foundation of the thing that you're building, then yeah, that thing is going to be great. It's going to be amazing. Right? And so at the end of the day, people like Flesh Simulator and organizations like Banana Ball, they're going to overtake the Mr. Beasts and the MLBs and the NBAs of the world. One game at a time. One video at a time. I have no doubt. People are hungry for something genuine. I've been saying this for God knows how long on this podcast. That's the whole reason why I started this whole thing. The White Pill experience. The White Pill project. Whatever you want to call it. Because people are hungry for something genuine. They don't want to see something fake. They're tired of seeing priests react to Star Wars trailers. Right? They're tired of watching streamers on a bridge somewhere in China. They're sick and tired of it because it's not humane to either make that content or to enjoy it. So with that, yeah, that's the best way to close the show as I could come up with. Yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. Once again, if you want to find all our stuff, all my stuff rather, it's at bio.link/ oh god, that's bright. bio.link/whitepill. You can find all my links there. We're going to be scrapping the Discord server shortly, and I'm probably 99% certain that I'm going to be making a Telegram, so I'm going to be changing the links there. But yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in for yet another episode of the White Pill Wednesday podcast. Hope you all have yourselves a great night, and I'm going to go watch some Sportsball because it is my patriotic duty to do so. Take care.